Hey everyone, my name is Mare. Welcome to my channel, Sin City Cross Stitcher, where I talk about my cross stitch adventures. Welcome if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. I know I had a couple of new subscribers since last week when I put out my whip parade. I also lost a few, but that's okay. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Um, but I just want to say thank you so much to all of you who watched my whip parade. I know there's hundreds out there and your time is limited. So I really, really appreciate those of you who watched the whip parade and any of my videos. If you've watched any of my videos, thank you so much. I know your time is precious, and I just really, really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments and the likes and the subscriptions. I just really enjoy being able to interact with all of you. And so, hi, how are you all doing? Happy New Year. Today is Saturday, January 11th. This is Flosstube number 16. And you just don't know how much how much I need this right now. It's been crazy week. Work has just been insane. Um, and I just to be able to sit here and talk to you all, my stitching friends, about cross stitch is just such a huge stress relief that I really need right now. I think there may have been a few tears shed last week, and there may have been just a smidge of fireball added to some cocoa a couple days ago, because the stress has just been unreal. Today is like my 10th work day in a row. I've been working 8 to 11 hours a day since January 2nd. So, yeah, today's like the 10th a day. 8 to 11 hours a day. And my manager's like, just work whatever you have to do to get your work done, because we have like massive deadlines, because we're at year end right now. I'm an accountant. For any of you who are new, I am an accountant, and we're closing out 2024, and it's just been extremely intense. So she said, just work. You know, I'm salaried, so I don't get paid if I work on the weekends, which really stinks. But um, I told her, I said, look, I'm worked 9 days in a row. I need a break. I'm exhausted. So I did work about 2.5 hours this morning. I'll probably work a little bit more tonight, and I have to work tomorrow and all next week. But I'm hoping it'll slow down a little bit after Friday. We'll see. I don't know, but I'm just so happy to be here and just to be able to like forget about all that for an hour and just like talk about stitching. So I'm just gonna get right into it. It's been, at the end of December, I did have a couple days off, and so I did a ton of FFOs. It was like I had like an FFO frenzy. I was trying to get a lot of things done on my days off, because I knew I wasn't going to have much time this month. But first, I just want to share a previous FFO. This is my one and only winter FFO, fully finished object, that I have. I I have a ton of everything else, but for whatever reason, I only have this one winter piece. So this was a freebie. I stitched this probably in 2021, before I was keeping track of everything, and I do not know the name of the pattern. I mean, I'm guessing the name of the pattern is Swirly Snow. I don't know the designer. I tried to look for it, couldn't find it. Um, so if any of you know, I would love to know, because I'd kind of like to stitch it again. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty quick, and I really enjoyed stitching this one. And I love the white frame with it. I love how it sets it up, sets it off. But yeah, when I was trying to search for this pattern, I did not know. I found out that 123 Stitch has free patterns. I had no idea. I've been shopping with them for years, and I had no idea that they offer free patterns. So that was kind of a cool find when I was trying to find this pattern. And then I have a couple other previous FFOs that I want to share. My husband just had a birthday recently, and I've he's a huge music fan, and I stitched this for him. This is his favorite band, Tool. I stitched this in 2023, and I gave it to him for his birthday. It's a pattern by Pixel Power. I don't know if it's Etsy. It's online somewhere. Just type in Pixel Power Designs, and they have a whole bunch of different bands that you can stitch. And I stitched this one on a 14 count parchment by Fiber on a Whim. And then I also stitched him, this one might have been for Christmas that same year. This is another one of his favorites. This is the Beatles. Again, this one was stitched on the 14 count parchment by Fiber on a Whim. And they were pretty quick stitches. They all have lyrics at the bottom, so this one says, "One thing I can tell you is you got to be free." I just noticed there's like a little piece of thread or something in there. But I think I can easily take this apart and get that out. But this is in like a shadow box type frame with glass. And then this one is just, I don't know even where I got this frame, but there's no glass on this one. I do prefer the glass. Being here in Vegas, Las Vegas area, it's very dusty, so I do prefer to put glass on them when I can. So those were my previous FFOs, and then for current FFOs, I've been busy. So I don't know if I shared this one last video or not. This was a Lizzie Kate Sled ornament from her Sled Dudes pattern, and I had run out of the actual sled, so I just put it on one of these wooden tags. And it was just a tag. I like to make my kids an ornament every Christmas, and unfortunately this is the only one that I managed to have time for. But this is a tag that I stuck on my son Cameron's, one of his gifts for Christmas. But now it can just be used as an ornament to hang on the tree. And that was stitched on parchment paper. And then this one is, I might have shown these a month or two ago as fully finished, not fully finished, as finished pieces. This is a JBW Designs pattern. I forgot the name of it, but it's a pattern that has 3 different designs on it. So this one is a train, and it's got the beads. So I finished it as a flat ornament. I just put like, this is this is a trim, and even this one, they're both from Paper Mountain Crafts on Etsy. She has a lot of really cool trims. And that's that one. And then the other one is the sleigh from that same pattern. Same backing fabric, 2024 charm, same trim. And then there was another one that I had done just like this, and it had ice skates on it, and I gifted that to my mom. So I gifted the ice skates one to my mom for Christmas, so I don't have it to share. My next one, I stitched and fully finished this one in December. This is Joy to the World from Chris the Camping Stitcher, and you can find her she has a YouTube channel, and she's on Etsy. She has a lot of really great patterns on Etsy. So yeah, I stitched this one in December, and I think this is I want to say it's maybe 18 count Sleeping Bear by Needle and Flax. Either that or Toasted Almond by Fabrics by Stephanie. I don't remember which one. And I found this piece. It's just like a frame. Michael's. I found it at Michael's this past fall. And then this was just like a package of little tags, little ornaments that I had purchased from Walmart a couple of years ago. I had considered painting this, but this is really glued on there really well with hot glue, and I didn't want to have to mess with taking it off. And I do like it on the piece, and I could have glued it back on, but I'm not the best painter, as you will see coming up here in a minute on a fully finished object. I'm just not a good painter at all, but I think this turned out really, really cute. I love the piece with the antlers, and it goes really well with the reindeer on the piece. Okay, my next ones. This is the Tree Lot by Hands On Design. This was an exclusive for Jingle Ball 2022, I think, the very first Jingle Ball. I stitched them and finished them in 2023, but I was a little nervous about fully finishing them. And so they sat around for a year, and I finally was like, all right, I got to get this done. I'm going to do this. I want these. I want to be able to display these because they're so cute. So here's one. And I tried a lot of different base ideas. I tried like a thread spool. I tried, like, I have some buckets, different size buckets. Like I don't have the pattern with me now, but they were on the pattern, on the cover of the pattern. Kathy from Hands On Design, the designer, had them in like tin buckets, and I was going to do it like that. And I know I had seen Helen D finish hers with these little wooden stumps. These are place card holders from Amazon. And I did order those, but I wasn't quite sure if I had wanted to use those. So I was trying a bunch of different things. And in the end, I ended up I just used the stumps. The only problem though is this one, I forgot to, this is the place card holder that it comes with. So I think these are for, you know, for parties or weddings or whatever. You would put it on a table and then you would put the place card holder in there. Normally this part is supposed to go up into the tree, and I completely forgot about it. I mean, I knew that's what I had to do, and I was thinking about that as I was putting it together, and then next thing I know, I had already glued the tree pieces together and forgot to put the little thing in, so I just had to glue it to the back, which is fine. It's just not, it's a little wobbly. It's not as sturdy as the other two. But that's one, and then they all have different trim. So this one is a purple paper mountain, I think, or maybe, I'm not sure actually, to be honest. It might just be from a craft store. And then this is the second one. So it's a little more sturdy because I did manage to put the thing in between the two layers before gluing it together. And that has a different backing fabric. And then this is the third one. I kind of wish I had maybe, I think maybe the tree stump, the trunk is too long. I probably should have pushed it down a little further to make it shorter, but I mean, it's all glued in there now, so there's no going back now. But yeah, these are, I'm so happy to finally have these all done. So it's my trees, yay! And I stitched these, I think the called for was charcoal, and I stitched these on a navy 14 count Aida instead, because I was worried about seeing the dark colored fabric. Even though this is kind of dark, it wasn't, I didn't have any issues at all stitching it. And when you look at the cover of the cover photo, to me the fabric that they stitch it on looks navy, so I think that they I think they came out fine. But unfortunately now they have to go away for the season. And then this one is another one of my, I'm really, really happy with how this one came out. This is Jolly Happy Soul by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I started this one, I think it was Christmas Day or the day after Christmas 2023, and I finished it in this past fall, and then I just fully finished it I don't know, November or December. It was probably December. And it's stitched on a 28 count, I'm not sure, I think it's a Be-Stitch Me, but I thought that this fabric went really, really well with the colors in the piece, and so I just mounted it on on board, and then I mounted this on board, and then this white is just a frame that I picked up somewhere. I guess I got it from Hobby Lobby. It was, yeah, I just put it right on top of the frame because I thought that the white was really set it off well. So I just put it all right on top of the frame. I think the glass might actually still be in the frame. I probably should have taken that out, but yeah, so that's so cute. I'm really happy with how that one came out. And then my last one, so this is the paint situation I was telling you about. I tried to paint this board. I wanted it to have like the crackle finish. I watched several YouTube videos using Elmer's glue to do a crackle, and it did not work out. I don't know what I did wrong, but it is not crackling at all. So then I sanded it because I was going to try to start over again, and I was like, you know what, it's fine. It looks fine the way it is. I kind of like it. So I just, at that point, I just stopped and left it the way it is. But this is Tiny Town, the Valentine one, obviously. Big hearted tiny, Big Hearted Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I stitched this one last year in February, and finally got around to FFOing it now. But this is just a board. I got it at, looks like I got it at the thrift store, and it originally came from Horizon Group USA. I'm not sure who that is or where you get that from, but looks like just maybe a little cutting board or a little like charcuterie type board. And I stitched this on a 28 count Bestitch Me in the color Sugar Cream Pie with all of the called for DMCs. And then I just threw some buttons on here that I had. So yeah, I think it came out cute. So those are my fully finished objects. And now for my finishes, I will just pause for 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I also had a wardrobe issue. I love this shirt because like the cat's on it, but those string things are driving me nuts, so I cut them off. Be gone with ya. Okay, so my first finished objects, I only have a couple. This one is called My Frosty Friend. It was a freebie from Blue Ribbon Designs. And this is just on a random scrap of Ada that I dyed myself. So it's so cute. She's got quite a few that are in this shape, but I only managed to stitch one this year, well, in 2024. And you can find her on Instagram. It's BRD Girl, and she offers several freebies. My next one is, and you've probably seen this. If you watch my Whip Parade, you've seen this, but this is Little Robin Designs Christmas at Grandma's 3. And it comes with those 2 patterns. And I finished Mr. Claus. So this is a 14 count printed Ada. Very similar, I think, to like a Mint Splash from Fabric Flair, I believe. But this is from somebody who no longer makes fabric. But he's so cute. Love the vintage Santa, and he reminds me of an ornament that my parents had on their tree when we were growing up. And I definitely, I already have the piece ready for Mrs. Claus, so probably won't get to that. I don't know, maybe I'll do it for Jolly July or next December. I don't know, we'll see. And then my other FFOs, I had 2 start and finishes since I last saw you. If you had watched, it might have been number, wait, what is this, 16? So it would have been 13 or 14, my Flosstube number 13 or 14, where I was talking about my 2025 plans, where I want to do I'm calling it 5x5 in 2025, where I work on, I have 5 focus projects and I work on them each for 5 days a month. And so one of those 5 things that I want to do every month for 5 days is a 3D stitch and finish, because there are a lot of 3D type finishes that I've never done before. I love to do fully finishing, but I've never done a strawberry biscornu, yada yada yada, you know, all of those things. So I want to make a focus. I want to set time aside every single month to stitch and fully finish various 3D objects. So for January, I chose, because I knew January was going to be an extremely crazy busy work week and I wasn't sure how much stitching time I was actually going to get. I chose something very, very small, and that was strawberry. That is from this Blackbird Designs book called In Friendship's Way. This is a really amazing book. There's so many wonderful, like, I just want to stitch everything in there. There's that bird right here. It says August on it. It was designed for Barb's grandson, maybe. But August is my birth month, so I might I would just keep the name August on there and stitch it for myself. But there are a lot of really cute things in here, and there are probably 5 or 6 berry patterns. Very, very, very small. I mean, I stitched these probably in like a day and a half. But a quicker stitcher could easily get it done in just a couple of hours. So the first one that I did is called Mildred Strawberry, and just trying to find the pattern here. Here it is. So this is what it looks like. It's got a butterfly on it. So it's very simple. It just has a butterfly and the flower and some initials and the date. And so this is my start and finish. I use mostly DMC for this. It does call for like Gentle Arts, and then there is a DMC conversion. So the only Gentle Arts that I had was the blue, and then the rest is DMC. Unfortunately, the 2 DMC colors that it called for in the, I don't know, is that a butterfly or a moth? They're not very contrasty. Like this in the middle is supposed to be a lot darker than the brown around it, but yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. I'm not going to be, it's my first strawberry. Another reason I picked something like with minimal stitching is because I want to make sure that I know how to do the process, and I don't want to mess up something that took me days and days and days to stitch. So I went with something that was very light on the stitching, so that if I mess up, I can easily stitch it back, stitch it again. And then, oh, I put, so instead of, I think the initials in here were MW in the pattern. I'm not sure who Mildred is. They probably talk about it somewhere in the book, but I just changed it to MD for my initials, and it's 2025, which is the year that I stitched it in. And then, so that took me about a day and a half. And then I stitched another one called Emily's Strawberry, and this one had even less stitching. So it's just 3 flowers and some initials, and there's a date on the side also. And again, I used, it calls for uniform blue, which I did have. You can see their blue has a whole lot of variegation in it in those flowers. There's some light blue and then some darker blue. Unfortunately, mine had like pretty much no variegation in it. It just looks, looking at it in this lighting, it just looks gray. But This is Emily Strawberry. And instead of an E, I put a C for my son Cameron and then his birth year. And I'm going to do a couple more strawberries, one for my husband and one for my son Lucas. I will do strawberries for each of them with their initials and birth year in it. So I should have I probably should do one for myself in my birth year too, because this one I did for myself is the year I stitched it. So I wasn't even thinking of doing birth years until I moved on to the second one. But so I will stitch a couple more strawberries this month. So this is on my Baringo board. And I think I've talked about Baringo before. Basically, it's a Stitcher's Bingo. Um, Carolyn Zook of Zook Stitch and Robin Baker of Bird's Eye Stitches. They run a group on Facebook called Magazine Monthly Challenge Group, and they normally do, every month they'll do like an acrostic and a theme. In January, they do a special event called Baringo, and they give you, it's for 25 days. They give you a prompt for each day, and then you have to fit your project into each prompt, and then you make a bingo board. Well, I have been so scattered this month that I filled in all the prompts and everything, but I forgot to make the bingo board. I'm like, really? So I'm not, that's fine because I'm not participating in it for the reward. You can create an album and show your before and after pictures for every single prompt, and then at the end, um, if you have like a bingo or a blackout board, you can be qualified to win prizes. And I did that early on when I first joined the group a couple of years ago, but it's a lot of work to upload all the pictures and everything. So I just do it, but I don't post any pictures. So I just kind of do it for my own, just for my own self. Um, so yeah, so the strawberry was chosen. A couple of prompts. I think one was what reminds you of a picnic? So you eat strawberries on picnics. And then there was another one, something about what reminds you of growth, and strawberries grow. Also, it's for me, it's personal growth because I'm kind of challenging myself to fully finish something into a strawberry, which is something I've never done before. So that's personal growth. Um, and I think the strawberry, I have it on my board a couple more times. So I'm hoping that I can get those extra 2 strawberries done the next time those are called. So that is that. That was a lot of talk about strawberries. So those were my finishes. So then I'm going to go back. We're going to go back. I did those like the first couple of days in January is when they were called. So we're going to go back into December. I had, after I finished the Christmas Grandma 3, I had a couple of new starts. I had a Christmas Day start, and if you saw my whip parade, you will have seen this. But this is Reindeer Roundup by the Prairie Schooler. I've had this pattern, I don't know, since 2020, 2021, and every year I keep saying I gotta start it, and it just keeps getting pushed to the back burner, and I finally got a start on it this year. I had already had the fabric, which was 16 count. Picture this plus fog. It's not the called for fabric. The called for fabric is Witchelt, 32 count lamb's wool Witchelt. So I'm not sure how I managed to get fog. It might have been, I think I purchased this from 123 Stitch, so it might have been like a recommended fabric, but this is as far as I got. I think I worked on this for 5 days. I feel like I should have gotten more done for 5 days, but it's not too bad. I'm not a house stitcher, but that house is pretty fun. So I'm using the all the called for DMCs on this one. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm really happy that I finally got it started. I have half of the deer. I think there's 8 deer on the pattern, and I have half of them done. And then there's a whole ton of trees. I like this little needle minder. I think I got him from like some stash unload group. So cute. Sparkly. Doesn't really go with the theme of the pattern, but that's okay. One of these days, maybe I'll get a reindeer. I'll get a reindeer needle minder for this. Okay, so that was my Christmas Day start. And then I had another new start on, it was actually on my son's birthday. I wanted to start something that he would like. He really likes squids, but I've already stitched him a couple of squids, so I asked him what his second favorite animal was, and he didn't know. So I just picked something that I want to that I've been wanting to stitch for a while, and that is in this 2024 keepsake book. This was Castaways. They send me a calendar every single year, and you can like this is the 2025 calendar, and so this is the calendar, and then they send you a separate book with all of the patterns in it. So this one is from 2024, and let's see if I can find the pattern. It's Festive Sampler by Karen Kluba of Rosewood Manor. I just thought that was really cute. And I do have something in mind. I'm going to make it into a banner just like this, and I do have a piece in mind that I want to use to hang it. So I think I only stitched on this one for 2 days at the end of December. Usually I like to spend 5 days on a new start, but then the new year started and we had Baringo, so I only managed to get 2 days on this one, but this is as far as I got. And this fabric is just a mystery linen. I want to say it's either a 28 or 30 count. Several years ago, I had purchased a huge pile of fabric from an antique store, and this was one of them. Some of them had labels on them, some of them did not. This one didn't have any label on it. So I have no idea what the color is, but it actually is not very bad. I don't stitch on linen very much, but it's not bad. I don't find it difficult or anything. So I'm hoping that I have enough fabric to fit. There's 2 more. I think I should have enough. So again, this one has a lot of trees and deer in it. I think I was kind of in a deer mood at the time. So that was like the end of 2024. I finished 2024 with that festive sampler. And then starting January 1st, that's when Baringo started. So I don't remember like the prompts. I think what happened was on January 1st, I always have a new start on January 1st. So I picked something, no matter what the prompt was, and the picnic one might have been the first prompt, and I think I waited until the next day to do that because I really wanted a New Year's start. Actually, it worked out really well for me because I think the first day, January 1st, was like stitch something that reminds you of a picnic, and then the next day was a new start of your choice. So I just swapped the 2 days. And I did my new start on January 1st, and I started Blue Coat Santa by Teresa Kogut. So cute. I purchased this one from the Jingle Ball. So I don't know if it was an exclusive to the Jingle Ball, or if it's available now. I'm not sure. But I didn't get very far on this. I only spent 1 day on it. And I think, oh, it goes like this. I didn't know which way was up. So I just started on the house that Santa's holding. And this is being stitched on, again, I think this is, I'm not sure. I think it's 20 count. It's a 20 count something. Oh, you know what it is? I believe it's, yeah. It's Be Stitch Me Sugar Cream Pie in a 20 count. I just cut it off of this. I haven't put that away yet, so yeah, so this one is going to be fun. This chart is really cool. It's just, it's really big and it's in color. It's very easy to read. The only issue is it's like on multiple pages. I feel like maybe, you know, we could just put him on one page. So I kind of struggle with going from page to page, but we'll see how that works out. Hopefully there will be no frogging on that one. Okay, and then, so I showed you the strawberries, and then on Saturday, January 4th, we're gonna move into my whips now. So Saturday the 4th, I'm not sure what I think it was like something by your favorite designer, and I have a ton of favorite designers, but I decided to pull out Lila Studios, because this one is on my 5x5 in 2025. I want to stitch on this one for 5 days. So I'm kind of like triple dipping because I'm doing Whipco, Baringo, and then my 25x5 in 2025, all in January. And I'm kind of, we got our Whipco numbers early so that the two that were called, I was able to plug them into my Baringo board. I think one that was called was a pre-20 stitch something from prior to 2024, which I will show you here soon. And then another one was, what was the other call? Oh my gosh. Oh, another one. Okay, I'll show you those. But this one I put on my Baringo board 5 times because I want to stitch this, spend 5 days stitching this one. But so far it's only been called once. And I think it was for the favorite designer prompt. This one is being stitched on a 20 count mushroom, Mushroom Light Mocha by Zweigart. And so here's where I am at. You know what? I'm going to put this on a board because it's so, it's so big and it's just easier to show it when it's on the board. So I just worked on down here in the leaves, in the flowers, the leaves and the leaves and the acorns. That's where I spent my one evening stitching. And this is the December section. So I know I've talked about this many times before, but if you're new here, this is was a stitch along that was started by Black Cat Stitchery. They were a needlework store in Illinois, but they've since been purchased by somebody else, and I think the store is moving. I want to say Wisconsin, but I'm Wyoming, Wisconsin. I'm not 100% sure. But the original owners had started to stitch along back in January, and they had broken it out into 12 parts. So to make it more manageable for us to stitch, so we were basically assigned to stitch one section a month, and the idea was that we would be finished by December 2024. As you can see, I'm not finished. I did really, really well keeping up with this, stitching all the sections up until September. This is the September section, and I still haven't finished it yet. I kind of fell off. I think the last time I touched this was in October, like the very beginning of October, because I got so involved in Halloween stitching and then Christmas stitching. But I really want to get this one done this year. I only have, you know, this whole center of the acorn is the October section. I got to finish September. The November section was the section that has the turkey, and then I think the December section is the with that moose at the bottom. So I don't know, I want to say maybe 10. Let's see, each section does take me about 5 days, but that center, there's a lot of stitching in that one. All those houses. So that's probably going to take a little longer. So I'm hoping to have this done maybe 6 more months of stitching time. You know, if I do like 5 days a month, I should have it done. But I really, really love this one. It's been so much fun. I'm stitching it on a 20 count Aida with one strand. And it goes pretty quick with one, you know, with one strand. And the coverage is really good. So I'm very happy with this one and how it is coming out. And then I have 2 more whips to show you. I didn't do any stitching on the 5th of January, which is unusual for me. I stitch pretty much every day unless I'm traveling. But I had to work on the 5th, and then in the evenings my husband and I went to the Las Vegas Strip, and we went to see the U2 movie at the Sphere. He got me tickets for Christmas. So I had gone to the Sphere in October 2023 with my cousin, and we had seen them actually live in concert. But now they're showing the movie, which is like basically like being at the concert. It's amazing because it looks like they're on stage. Everything they do, all the graphics and the music and everything. It's just that they're not physically there. But we went to that, and then we came home, and I was so tired. I didn't do any stitching. But on the 6th and the 7th, I worked on Winter Folk, and this is also this was a whip go call, and it's also one of my 5x5 in 2025, which is to work on a 2024 project. So this is as far as I've gotten on that one. This is being stitched on a Bestitch Me 32 count, not another sampler. And let's see. So the last time I showed it, I think I was down here to the deer. I had the deer in and then the little snow underneath them. So since then I've stitched these branches and this border, and then I did all of this and all of this. So this is a specialty stitch called a ray stitch, which was a little tricky, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, this pattern is just it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it, and it goes fairly quickly. So I'm pretty much very close to finishing it. I just have, let's see, what do I have left? The alphabet, or the T through the Z at the bottom, and the deer, and the, what is that? A pine cone? Yeah, pine cone. So probably maybe one or two more stitching sessions, and I should have this one done. So I'm very excited about that. I have the board right there. I need to stain it. And then I don't know what I'm going to do about the backing fabric. I'll have to look into... You can purchase the backing fabric like she has it on the pattern. I'm not sure where you can purchase it, but well, I'll have to look into that. Maybe I have something in my fabric stash. But I am stitching that with all of the called for colors. I haven't been showing my bags because I showed them all during the whip parade, but this is one of my favorites that I made. It's what I'm keeping the Winter Folk in. Okay, and then the last one, this is in my very first Patchwork and Poppies bag that I ever purchased. This one when she was doing like one-of-a-kind bags. This is 6 Snow Bells. So this has been called 2 or 3 times already on Bringo. It was called like 2 days in a row, and then maybe another day. but I'm almost done with it. There's 6 patterns. This is the one that I'm working on right now. And on the back, it shows you all of the 6 patterns together, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it all on one piece. Um, this border up here and the border down here and then the tree in the middle, those are all free patterns on Lizzie Kate's blog. And this is as far as I've got. So you can see I'm stitching on that very last pattern on the bottom. So I don't have a whole lot left. I mean, the snowman, I gotta finish the roof on the house to do the snowman, and there's a big pile of snow and a tree on top of the pile of snow, and then this border that's up top, it repeats down here at the bottom, so I have to do that, and then I will be done. Oh, and then I have to put all the buttons on. Each pattern comes with a button. So like this one that I'm working on now, it's a snowflake. It's a little snowflake and it goes in the door for a door handle. And I don't know what all the other buttons are. I think there are other snowflakes. I don't know if all of the buttons are snowflakes. I don't remember what else. But I think each one has a different, or has a button. So yeah, I'm loving this one so much. I started this one. This was my New Year, New Day start. January, let's see. Where are we in? 25. So I think it was 2022. Has it been that long? I don't know. No. Yeah. No, this was 2023. My 2023 start for New Year's Day. My 2022 start was Ruskin's Penguins by Modern Folk Embroidery, which I am nowhere near being done. That's going to have to be a focus pretty soon. But this is being stitched on that same printed fabric that I stitched the grandma's Christmas at Grandma's, that Santa Claus. It's the same fabric as that. And yeah, I'm really loving that one. I'm kind of going to be sad when it's done, but I'll be happy to have it framed and on my wall for next winter. So that is all of my whips and FOs and all of that, all the stitching. Next I have some haul and some stitchy kindness, and I'm just going to pause for 1 minute and I will be right back. So I had to have I had a wardrobe change. That shirt was just driving me nuts. I'm currently, one of my goals is to pare down my closet because I have so many clothes I haven't worn in 5 years. Clothes that since I've started working from home, I don't wear a lot of, most of what's in my closet. I have skirts and blouses and, I don't wear that. When I'm home, I work from home now, so I'm just in sweats and a bum, really. But I have all these clothes that I haven't worn in 5-something years, so my goal is to slowly, like, wear them and see if I still like them. I think that last shirt just is not going to make the cut because while I love the pattern and print on it, it's just too plungy and I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so some stitchy kindness. So this, my cousin gave this to me for Christmas. She found this. She and her family were in Greece over the summer. Her partner is from Samos. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you pronounce it. Samos, Samos. And she found this in a mountain village store, and it's so cute. It's I think you could use it as a keychain, but I'd probably use it maybe as a zipper pull or a scissor fob. But so cute, love it. And then my next stitchy kindness is from my friend Barb. I'm sure you've heard me talk about her before. She's my pen pal. We met online, and every quarter or so we do a cross stitch swap and then sometimes throw in some little goodies. So this time we did ornaments for each other, and this is the ornament that she stitched for me. It says "Be Merry," and the Y is like the Santa's beard. That's so cute. And let's see, she said this is by Shepherd's Bush. So very cool. I love the huge pom pom. I've never seen pom pom that big before. That's really neat. All the buttons on it, and then this is the backing fabric. She put a charm on there. So cute. And then I don't know if she made this or bought this, but it's a little strawberry pin cushion. It looks like it's been maybe knitted. I don't know. I'm not a knitter or a crocheter, so I'm not sure, but it's so cute. It's very hefty. Like it's got walnut shells or something in it. And then what else did she send? She sent a little scissor case and cute little notebook. Can always use those for taking notes. And then this is a box that she and her son made. Like, I don't know, I guess it's out of a ruler. Made it out of a ruler, and it's just like so amazing. I can't even believe like they made this. It's just absolutely amazing. I love this so much. And she just put this, board with batting in there, and it's a cute little stitchy box. And I've been waiting to share it so that I can make room for it on my table over there. So I'm so excited about this. This is just so cool. Such a nice gift. Thank you so much, Barb. I know I already thanked you, but it's just so amazing. I really appreciate you guys took the time to make that for me. It's so nice. So that was my stitchy kindness. And then I have some purchases. I did say a couple videos back that I am on a low buy, no spend this year. And I've done really well. I mean, I'm on the 11th so far, and I haven't spent anything yet. I have shopped and put stuff in the cart at a couple of different shops, but then I kind of talk myself out of it. And like, do you really need that? Actually, the only thing Stitchy related that I have purchased is I bought some 2025 charms. So, that's it. But other than that, I haven't bought anything. So all of the things that I'm about to show you are from things that I purchased in 2024 or in December. I think the last time I filmed was it before Christmas? I think maybe was it December 22nd, I want to say. Yeah. So that was the last time I filmed like a regular video. I did do the whip parade last week, but so these are all purchases from December. So I bought that calendar cubby. I don't need to take. If you watched my whip parade, I shared some lighthouse pieces that I had stitched, and I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to fully finish them because the suggested way to finish it, how they finished it on the cover of the pattern, is on a metal board, and then you fray the edges and you stick it on the board with magnets. And the magnets are like $13 for a pack of 2, and I would need 12 packages. So we're talking like $150 or some ridiculous amount of money just for magnets to fully finish the lighthouses. So, and I've actually only stitched 2 of them so far. I do have another one, one pattern, but then I still need to buy like the other 9 patterns. So I kind of put that project on hold because I wasn't sure how, like I really didn't want to pay $150 for magnets. So I wasn't sure how else I was going to fully finish it. I thought about stitching the motifs in instead of getting the magnets. Like for December, there's a wreath, and I think there's on one of them there's a sun, and there's a seagull on one. But I'm not very good at designing my own thing, so I was kind of hesitant about doing that. So I just put it aside and figured eventually I would decide what to do with it. And then I had seen these calendar cubbies from Paisleys and Polka Dots on Etsy, and I had looked for them a while back, a few months ago, and they weren't. She didn't have any, and then I checked again in December, and she had them. So I purchased one of these, and I'm hoping that it will work for the lighthouse pieces. I haven't checked to see if it will. I think it will fit, but now the thing is the magnets. I have to figure out what to do in place of those. So I did buy some buttons on Etsy. I think these buttons are a little smaller than the magnets that are called for, but I haven't even placed them on the piece yet. So like I know like these wreaths are definitely going to be really, really small. So I bought wreaths, and I bought one, like I said, one of the patterns had a sun on it, so I bought a package of suns. And then I know one of them has pine trees, so I bought some pine trees. Well, one of them has snowflakes, so I bought a couple of snowflakes. And then these are the seagulls. So I need to pull those patterns out and see if these will work on that. And if they do, then I can just glue them on there, and then I can fully finish them into a flat finish and put them in the cubby. If it doesn't work, then back to the drawing board, have to figure something else out. I know I'll use the cubby. I do have Robin Pickens, you know, she has those 4 seasonal birds. I do have the fall one, and I know that will fit in there because I've seen Stitchy Sarah Reed's and Handmade by Sarah W. They both did those patterns and finished it in that cubby. So I mean, I'll find another use for it, but I'm hoping that the lighthouses will work. So stay tuned in you know, a next video or two. Try to figure that out. So I also had a purchase from 123 Stitch I don't know, early in December, I think, and because there was something specific I needed, and now I don't even remember what that was. It might have been some floss, I don't know, but I threw in some patterns. I got Little House Needleworks Santa's Helper. I thought that was really cute, again with the deer and the trees. I guess it's a thing with me lately. And then I got this one, Homespun Elegance Mary Noel collection. This is called Mary Yui's. It's all the sheep. My son Cameron loves sheep, so I thought that would be cool. Like maybe just do an ornament a year or something. I think they're so cute. And then I got Deck the Halls by the Drawn Thread. This pattern, it's all Dinky Dyes. There is no, as far as I can tell, there is no DMC conversion. So I did, there was somebody on Etsy, and I'll talk about her here in a minute, but she had like 40% off. But a lot of the Dinky Dyes were already gone, but I did manage to find a few. So this one is definitely one of the called fors, and then this red was not a called for, but I'll see if it might work for the birds and the words. And then I got this pattern. I just love this pattern, Believe Cardinal by Imaginating. I just thought this was so beautiful. So that was my 123 Stitch. I think I also bought some like over-dyed flosses for something. And then, oh, so if you watch Just Keep Stitching on Flosstube, Pam and Steph, Stephanie, she works at Keepsakes, which is a needlework shop in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I've never been there, but she said that they usually have like a bunch of patterns all over the store as freebies. Um, but I guess it was a lot of work for them to keep up with it, and because they would have to keep printing them, and it was a lot of work for them to keep up with. So they decided to create these corner gauges, and they put a barcode on the back, and you can scan it and have access to all of the freebies. So I purchased one of these for myself and one as a gift. So I thought that was such a brilliant idea. So I'm very happy to have that. This one had a bit of an adventure, though. I ordered it when they first talked about it in, I don't know, mid-December, or it was around the 23rd of December. And she shipped it right away, and I didn't receive it. After a while, I was like, it was like the beginning of January, and I was like, well, I haven't received that yet. So I looked up the tracking code, and it said it was delivered on the 27th, and I'm like, well, I never got it. So I contacted the post office, and they said, well, the tracking code said it was delivered, so there isn't anything that we can do about it. I was like, really? Because this had happened to me before, where they said something was delivered and I didn't get it, and I knew about it like right away because it was something that I was waiting for, and they said it was delivered. It wasn't there, so I contacted them, and they were able to get in touch with the mail driver, and she found it was still in her truck or something. But this time they were like, well, you're out of luck. And then the next day, somebody came to my door and said, oh, this was delivered to my house by mistake. She lives the next street over and has the same house number as me. So I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Because I thought it was going to be lost forever. But I was so happy that she was nice enough to return it, because some people might not. And then this, you've seen these all over Flosstube, I'm sure. The Mill Hill frames. I purchased one and had it custom designed. I was on Etsy one day, and this just popped up as a suggested shop, and because I think I had one of these from another shop in my save for later. I had ordered one and it was way too small, so I was thinking about getting another one, but I had asked my husband if he could make it, and he's like, oh sure. And this was like months ago, and he hadn't made it yet, so I'm like, well, I'm just gonna buy one because I really need it. And so it arrived, and I'm just so thrilled with it. It's so cool, and it smells really neat. I think it's from the laser engraving, but it smells like smoked wood or something. And when I showed it to my husband, he's like, yeah, I probably could not have made that. But I would have been fine, like, not having anything engraved on it. But yeah, so I'm so excited. I can finally get started on those, or use that for the Mill Hills. Since I last saw you, I did go to the Silver State Stitch shop. Oh my gosh, I just had a moment where I didn't think it was a recording, but anyway, I went to the Silver State Stitch shop for UFO Club, and I picked up the Spring Folk. So now I have all of them except for Summer Folk. Oh, from 123 Stitch, I also purchased this 30 count Portobello linen. I purchased this specifically for a pattern, but I'm not even sure which pattern it was. I think it might be Deck the Halls, even though it's not the called for. It might have been another one of those situations where it was suggested to me. I'm not sure. I need to look into that. And then, let's see, I think the last thing in here is, at the end of December, I was looking for some Dinky Dyes for that Deck the Halls pattern, and I found this shop that was having 40% off. So I bought those 3 Dinky Dyes that I showed you earlier, and then she had all these Mill Hill kits that were 40% off, and so they were like $6. I was so excited. This one I got for my son Lucas. It's medieval Santas, because he loves like Vikings and medieval stuff, so I thought I could do this one for him. And my oldest, I've told you, he loves sheep, specifically bighorn sheep. So this is going to be one that I do for him. Rocky Mountain Santa's, sorry, Teton Santa. And then I got a Celtic Santa. This is Wales. And a Renaissance Santa. This is a Venice Santa. And let's see. A Northwood Santa. This is Pine Tree Santa. And then I got this Button and Beads Winter Series, Winter Woodpecker. My husband and I, there's a place where we like to walk, and we see one of these woodpeckers. The last couple times that we've been walking through there, we've seen one of these, which is, I think, unusual for this area. And then just a couple more things. I just bought some beading needles, and I bought a couple packages of buttons. These were like, I don't know, $1 a piece for a package of buttons. So cute. Love those snowmen. And then some Halloween ones. And I bought a couple of patterns. This one is Reindeer Games by Country Cottage Needleworks. Again with the reindeer. It was in a reindeer kick. It's so cute. And one more. I've never stitched a Mirabilia before. This one was really discounted. This is Peridot Santa. Not Santa, but I don't know. What is she called? It was Peridot. It had something. Oh, August Peridot Fairy. A fairy. And my birthday month is August, so I thought that would be a good one to do. And purple is one of my favorite colors. And her dress is purple and green, and yeah, very pretty. So one of these days I will attempt that. So those were all of my purchases from December. Like I said, I haven't made any purchases yet this year, and I'm trying really, really hard to just stitch from stash. I was watching Robin, Bird's Eye Stitcher, last night, and she was talking about a Stitch from Stash group on Facebook, which I had no idea even existed, so I went and joined that. And I'm probably not going to I'm not going to join in officially for any prizes or anything, but I might just do it on my own. But you can assign dollar limits, dollar amounts to finishes, and like every finish you have, you can say I finish the 6 snowbells. I can say, well, if I finish that, then I earn $20 to purchase something. So I might try that and see how it goes. But other than that, I mean, I don't plan on spending anything if I can help it. I want to stitch from stash as much as possible. I do have a retreat at the end of February, so I will probably make some purchases then. But I have enough right now, and I know market, it's going to be really hard to say no come market time. But I have plenty to stitch on right now. And I keep saying, oh, I want to stitch that, I want to stitch that, and then I just buy something new, and it's just roller coaster. I mean, it just snowballs. So, yeah, I'm going to just try not to spend too much. Stitch from what I have. I have plenty of fabric, and I have lots of DMC. I have a little bit of hand-dyed, over-dyed flosses, not a whole lot, but I have a lot of DMC, a lot of fabric, a lot of patterns. So I shouldn't have any issues finding anything to stitch. It's just willpower to not buy. That's my biggest thing. I'm not very good at following a budget. My husband and I are not extravagant spenders anyway, but you know, if I see something and I want it, I will sit there and I will think about it for weeks before actually buying it. Sometimes, you know, I'll think about it for days or weeks. Like if I if I like 1, 2, 3 stitch, I keep seeing something and I'll throw it in my cart, and then a couple weeks later I'll go back and look at the cart and be like, that doesn't appeal to me as much as it did when I first saw it, and I'll just take it out. And so it's constantly like in and out, in and out. So I'm not a big impulse buyer. I do kind of think about it and um, do I really need it? Do I really want it? So anyway, so too much rambling about that. I guess that's all that I have. Thank you so much for watching and spending some time with me. I really appreciate it if you would like the video, subscribe to the video. I'm sure you've heard that subscribing to YouTube channels helps with the algorithm, like the more interaction that I have with my viewers, the more YouTube is likely to put my video out there, so that other people will know that it's out there and see it, like, I don't know, just to get more people to view it and whatnot. And I guess, yeah, so I will see you guys again in a couple of weeks. 2 or 3 weeks is about how often I film. So I hope you all have a great rest of your January, and that you're staying warm. I know it's snowing in a lot of parts of the country, and I just want to say my heart goes out to all of you. And if any of you are in Southern California, those fires, it's I don't. It's just devastating to see all of everything that's going on there. It's okay. Um, I don't want to. I'm gonna get like so super emotional, but thank you again, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.